Right. Debrief time. Everybody present with me? Right, what I want to do is just everybody just sort of tap their legs, tap their arms. Alright, chest, stomach, back, shoulders, my head, and the face. Okay, here. So how's everyone doing? Okay, how you all feeling? What's the experience at the moment for you, Stuart?
I feel very present actually.
Oh, nice. I really think that was useful when you stopped at the wall because you became really present with, wow, I tend to disappear, and you actually stayed connected to that somehow.
Yeah, the wall felt a bit obscene actually. Right from the word go, I just did not like it.
I think you're ready for it.
Okay, so but you're feeling really present now.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I don't mind the floor, but it was just the wall, it was just...
Okay. Sometimes that exercise can be done maybe in different ways as well,
Okay.
adjusted, but yeah. Nice to have you present.
Yeah, the whole body just did not like it.
Okay, got it. Okay. It's really activated something, so that's what the wall is supposed to really do as well as activating.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you?
It was weird, it's like I was having these funny little things in my hands and I was doing this. It's just weird because I'm used to controlling everything I do. It's just like this guy, it had nothing to do with my arms. I was just
Yeah.
pinching my legs and my legs feel like free from my body.
Okay. So
But my body feels there,
there, as in.
as in my body,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, good. Nice.
Okay.
Good. What about you, Tina?
Oh, I found the pelvis thing shaking was quite strange.
Yeah. I know, it is weird, you know, a lot of people when they start having different things happen, it's like, huh?
My body was just
You know, because they're really not used to allowing the body just to, you know, release what is naturally there to release, so yeah. So cool, so how are you now?
I'm good.
Cool.
Tingling feet, I think.
Yeah,
That's the lovely.
cool.
But I still feel the shakes in my leg.
Okay. Might be a good idea to later on go walk in the grass, have some more water, and just really
Because I do feel it even when I go for a walk.
got it. So it's something that you sort of have like anyway. Okay. No worries. So it is, the body obviously wants to release something. So yeah, it's interesting how society makes the shaking wrong. So you know when it actually happens, it's like, oh my god, we need to control it, you know, and actually we don't. It's just saying
That's
to
what
you
I was
that,
trying to
that
do.
yeah.
Even when I'm shaking, you try and figure out, well, I should be controlling this.
Yeah. It's like weird because we're not used to doing it. So you know, we're not used to allowing the body just to do what it wants to do. So.
Let alone encouraging that.
Exactly.
That's right.
You know,
Good luck.
yeah. That's it though, isn't it? It's like, oh, so, you know, you look weird because that's what you do, but it's actually essentially really doing something that it wants to do. It's just like animals in the wild, they gotta shake themselves off, you know, and then they continue, they've released all their stuff, you know. We with our brains go, oh my god, you know, can't do this. So,
What about when you sometimes you feel people say, oh, felt like something walked over you, somebody gets like,
like the shudder.
yeah, that's a bit strange.
Yeah, I don't know. The interesting thing about the TRE, you know, mainly is to remember it's just the body doing it. You're really going to analyse where, what, how, any of that. It's just like, stay in the curiosity of it, you know. It's like, I wonder what that was about, or I wonder what's next, or, you know, I wonder how I feel afterwards, or what's going to happen to me. So, yeah.
So, question, it's releasing stuff that's been locked in the body. Do you find, is there anything to do with shifting through the layers layers so that you go further and further back, like, because we add trauma to trauma to trauma. So when you first started, are you releasing like the top layers and does it link to?
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, I've had my experience over the last year and what it's touched on, and I mean, it could be something that's coming up, that's come up from, 10 years ago, or it could be yesterday, so I don't know.
I had this pain in my knee, and and it sort of felt like right across the top of the knee, and I had this memory come in of sliding to home base and tucking this knee up underneath me and going down on the whole knee with a crack. And I had knee problems from then on.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if there's something, that's what I used to get. I used to like get visual flashes and emotions sometimes. So I just observe. It's like, oh, maybe it was a connection to that event, and maybe that is something that the body is releasing. But that's it. That's all you need to do with it. It's just, interesting. So stay curious to,
There you go.
So get you
and
involved
then
with
just
it.
look, just like, okay. And that's it. So.
But it does sort of, the shaking seems to be quite violent at times. Does it
So
say anything about that? Like,
does it feel uncomfortable?
Well,
Yeah.
it can do, or you can just watch it and go, wow, well, that's
But
all
I
I
think-
would
I
do
mean-
that.
But that's the mind going, wanting to try and analyse what the body is doing. So, that's why it's so important to keep the self-regulation happening, number 7. So you potentially, if you engage the prefrontal cortex into, enough now, then it's not going to re-traumatise you, and you know there's something happening at a deeper level that's releasing. That's all you need to know. There's actually more power in the body than what there is in the mind. We just think we're smarter up here, which we're really not.
So is it like, are there anything like, for instance, I feel a bit tired, I think Tina said she felt like having a sleep too, is that like a natural?
Again, everyone's different.
Right.
What I suggest is to take some water, sleep if you need to sleep. I mean, the body's telling you something. Hello.
Absolutely.
But with the exercises, commonly when you first do them, it's like the body's integrating, what's happening here? I'm allowing my body to do something. So it's like 3 sessions, there's usually stuff that can come up, and it's been suggested that it's actually a good idea to get some assistance with that, especially because of the disassociation and the lack of knowledge in how to self-regulate. So, and then after you've practiced the TRE for 6 or 7 sessions, you don't actually have to do those exercises anymore. Like, I can just go onto the ground, lift my hips, and I'll be gone. My body will do what it needs to do because the memory is there. It's like, come back, and it'll just go.
So that's the main exercise, lying back, lifting your pelvis.
Yeah.
Well, they all are, because we're activating different muscle groups. So, but the body will remember when it's done it a few times. It's like, we've done this, so therefore you don't need to do it. And if you're really uncomfortable on the wall, you already can see that you're activated for the body to release something. You don't need to overdo it because you're potentially going into a disassociation.
So I need to spend more time on the wall.
You don't need to spend a lot of time on it. No.
Okay.
No. I'd probably give, I would, as I said, I would suggest to have assistance for the first 3, just to make sure that you get feedback for self-regulation, so you stay in that for you healthy state, I suppose, because if we do disassociate, we can potentially would traumatise our bodies. So that's it. Any questions?
So what happens when you get in a position where your hips up? So what you're trying to do is release emotions? What are you trying to do?
Okay, so what we're doing is allowing the body to release deep held muscle tension in the nervous system, and it's nervous system basically.
It's not like you.
No, not at all. And it's in your reptilian brain and in your limbic brain, where the things tend to get generated from when it comes to fear and yeah, what am I talking about? I know what I'm talking about. Fight and flight. That's what gets activated, and we try and we try to either shut it off, control it. Look at the animal in the wild. It will just, shake. But if you've got your boss coming to you, you can't bash him and you can't run away. So what do? You go, and so it gets stuck inside, but you don't realise. So you just go home, get stressed, and get angry at your family or whatever. And you don't realise where it's actually coming from. So that's all just something being released in the nervous system. And I found it fascinating how much our behaviours and stuff are actually connected to the tension that we hold in our nervous system and those contracted muscles, and we don't even know.
That's what I was feeling. I was feeling like nervous tension, and like my muscles were twitching just from nerves.
Yeah.
Nerves just like it wasn't like the muscles themselves twitching; it was more the nerves. And
Yeah,
so the arms too. It was
yeah.
just like oh, sort of going, just very lightly, just everything.
Yeah, and it's nice to just notice that. When I first started, I had no outside movement. It was like an internal firestorm of energy. I was exhausted because nobody could see, and I thought I'd run a marathon, and it was just so much built up crap inside. I guess and I didn't really realise that. Does that answer your question?
I wasn't sure whether it's within your head, more in your headspace, or whether it's your body.
No, purely body physical. I mean, this is why I love this, because it's like taking it away from what we think we need to figure out with our brain and
So
allow
you free
the
your body,
to
you
do
free
it.
your mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Anything else?
I agree with the body, don't you?
You go.
What's that?
I think I like freeing the body. Oh,
Thought you wanted a new body.
yeah, that'd be good too. Go body shop.
Is there anything else that you wanted to say? Should we start with-
No, you need to be.
I bet that's what we haven't gone
Not
back.
that I can actually put into words.
Okay, well, if there's anything, I'm sure we'll probably.
I do feel fine.
If he does, yeah, you
Yeah,
feel
I
good,
feel
excellent,
fine.
excellent. Thank you so much for participating and coming. So this is part of my training, and
Yes.
Thank
and
you.
it's yeah, thank you.
Thank you.